motivation. My one solution is my queen, cause she stays strong. Yeah, she is always in my corner, right there when I wanna. All these other girls are tempting, but I'm empty when you're gone. And they say, do you need me? Do you think I'm pretty? Do I make you feel like cheating? I'm like, no, not really, cause I think that I found myself a cheerleader. She is always right there when I need her. Oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader. She is always right there when I need her. She walks like a model. She grants my wishes like a genie in a bottle. Yeah, cause I'm the wizard of love, and I got the magic wand. All these other girls are tempting, but I'm empty when you're gone. And they say, do you need me? Do you think I'm pretty? Do I make you feel like cheating? I'm like, no, not really, cause I think that I found myself a cheerleader. She is always right there when I need her. Oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader. She is always right there when I need her.
First up on today's show, we have a story by Benjamin Clayton about the NFL draft deadlines.
Next, we have a story by Burke about the 100-year anniversary of the discovery of King Tut's tomb.
Finally, we have a new episode of Sports Update with Logan, Shapiro, Mackenzie, Coleman, and Jake Braverman.
Let's go!
Running through the strange life, chasing all them green lights, throwing up the shade for a little bit of sunshine. I've been running through the strange life, chasing all them green lights, throwing up the shade for a little bit of sunshine. Hit me with them good vibes, pictures on my phone like everything is so fine. Little bit of sunshine. A little bit of sunshine.
Good morning, Flyers. Welcome to another episode of Flyer News. Today is day 2, and it is a beautiful bay fig. I'm Logan Swift.
And I'm Andrew Josefek. Hey Logan, didn't you play with Tom Brady think get cut because of your lack of skill?
No, I hate football.
Well, good thing you're not going back soon because NFL trade deadlines are coming up, and Ben Clayton is going to tell us all about it.
With the NFL trade deadline passed, NFL teams are trading some star players who should not only impact the playoff contest and Super Bowl, but will have long-lasting effects beyond the 2022 season. Last Sunday, the Vikings lost starting tight end Irv Smith Jr. to a high ankle sprain and placed him on injured reserve. To replace him, they traded for former Pro Bowler T.J. Hawkinson from the Detroit Lions as part of a swap of draft picks. Hawkinson was drafted number 8 overall by Detroit just 3 years ago and is widely considered one of the best players at his position currently in the NFL. Chicago made a big trade just hours before the 2022 trade deadline, landing Chase Claypool from the Steelers. They traded a 2023 second-round draft pick. Claypool, who was a second-round pick out of Notre Dame, tops 800 receiving yards in each of his first 2 NFL seasons, and will be exciting to see how he affects the Bears' performance. The Miami Dolphins are picking up Pro Bowl edge rusher Bradley Chubb from the Broncos. Miami will send Denver a 2023 first-round pick and the 2024 fourth-round pick, as well as running back Chase Edmonds. Denver is sending a 2025 fifth-round pick, as well as Bradley Chubb. The former number 5 overall Bradley Chubb has recorded 26 tackles, 5.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and 1 pass deflection already this season. And probably the biggest trade to come out of the trade deadline is Jacksonville, who are trading for the Atlanta Falcons suspended wide receiver Calvin Ridley, who in March was suspended indefinitely for betting on NFL games, but he can reapply for reinstatement in February. If Ridley is reinstated by a certain date, Atlanta will receive varying draft picks depending on how good he plays. I personally believe these trades will affect how each team's season is going to go. I'm Benjamin Clayton, and back to the desk.
The Douglas.
No, but I heard he has a pretty cool video about King Tut.
King Tut?
Yeah, I'll send it over to Douglas to tell us all about how he was discovered about 100 years ago.
November 4th marks 100 years since the discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb, the Valley of the Kings, more widely known as King Tut. Tutankhamun's tomb was hidden by debris for most of its existence and therefore not extensively robbed. It thus became the first known, largely intact royal burial from ancient Egypt. The tomb was discovered during excavations by Egyptologist Howard Carter from England and his team, as well as his patron George Herbert, 5th Earl of Carnarvon. The unexpected rich burial consisted of more than 5,000 objects, many of which were in a highly fragile state, so conserving the burial goods for removed from the tomb required an unprecedented effort. The opulence of the burial goods inspired a media frenzy and popularized ancient Egyptian-inspired design within the Western public. To the Egyptians, who had recently become partially independent from British rule, the tomb became a symbol of national pride, strengthening pharaohism and national ideology that emphasized modern Egypt's ties to its ancient civilization, and creating friction between the Egyptians and the British-led excavation team. The publicity surrounding the excavation intensified when Carnarvon died of an infection, giving rise to speculation that his death and other misfortunes connected with the tomb were the result of an ancient curse. After Carnarvon's death, tensions arose between Carter and the Egyptian government over who should control access to the tomb. In early 1924, Carter stopped work in protest, beginning a dispute that lasted until the end of the year. Under the agreement that resulted in the dispute, the artifacts from the tomb would not be divided between the government and the dig sponsors, and as was the standard practice in previous archaeological digs. And most of the tomb's contents went to the Egyptian Museum in Cairo. In later seasons, media attention warned, apart from the coverage of the removal of Tutankhamun's mummy from its coffin in 1925, the last two chambers of the tomb were cleared from 1926 to 1930. The last of the burial goods were conserved and shipped to Cairo in 1932. All the tomb's riches now reside in the Grand Egyptian Museum, which opened earlier this year in the shadow of the pyramids. It is holding a celebration on November 4th, and also around the world, for 100th anniversary of the discovery of the tomb.
Framingham plans to purchase the city's 3.2-mile-old rail track from CSX Corp. We have verbally negotiated a purchase price of $5 million, and we're looking to process drafting a P&S purchase and sales agreement to complete the formal offer process, said Michael Tasuno, the city's chief operating officer, during a city council meeting Tuesday. The council must approve and vote on the proposed purchase. Once that's done, surveying and design work will begin.
Amerisco has reportedly gained over $2.7 million on Tuesday when the start of the company had a 51 cents income off each share. It has now gone to 54 cents per share. These results will exceed the Wall Street expectations at the beginning of the year. Amerisco declined. Lost 26%, but then recently gained 30% back on Tuesday. Amerisco has an average earning of $1.8 billion that has now gone up to $1.9 billion.
Hey Drew, have you watched the Patriots play last weekend?
No, I hate football.
Well, for you, for those like you, we have Sports Desk that'll cover it all.
And hosted by Logan Shapiro, Mackenzie Coleman, and Jake Braverman.
Let's send it over to them.
When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy. Don't ever play with a gun. I hear the train a-coming.
I'm Logan Shapiro, and alongside me, as always, is Mackenzie Coleman and Jake Burgerman. The fall sports are quickly coming to a close, so we're here to give you all the closing updates.
To start us off, a huge congrats are in order for our cheer team who won Bay States last night in Newton. They absolutely killed it.
Last Friday, the football team played a non-league game against Needham at home. The USA-themed crowd helped cheer on the team, but they ended up falling short, losing 24-14. The team record is now 1-7, and they play New Bedford at home on Saturday at noon, so pack Bowditch.
Boys soccer is officially done with the regular season and now on to the playoffs. They finished the season 11-2-5, earning them the 7th seed. They played the winner of Leominster vs. Bishop Feehan this Sunday, with time and place still being determined. This game will also be recorded and broadcast, so pack the house and come support our boys as they look to make another playoff run.
Girls soccer looking for a win this Sunday at FSU Turf. The tournament bracket will be released later today, so be on the lookout for that and to catch who they will be playing.
The senior class of 2023 is having a 3-on-3 basketball tournament on November 15th and the 16th. If you want to form a team, sign up on the FHS 2023 Seniors account bio. The fee is $30 per team. Be prepared to bring your A game.
That's all for today's episode of Sports Update. Thank you to all of the fall sports teams for incredible seasons, and also a special thanks to our seniors who played their final games and matches as a Framingham Flyer. We appreciate all the time and effort you have put into your given sports and our school, and we wish you all the best in the future.
Remember, if you have any sports highlights, please send it to us at FH Studio Sports to have a chance to be featured on the show or our page. Lastly, let's check out the latest scores and update on our Flyers page. And with that, let's send it back to the desk.
Well, that's all for today's episode of Flyer News. You can rewatch this and other broadcasts again on our YouTube channel or on the FEC TV tab on the school's website.
Also check us out on Instagram and Facebook at Framingham High Studios.
But don't move, because we have the latest edition of the Early Bird, hosted by Casey Brewer and Zack Troderman. From Flyer News, I'm Logan Swift.
And I'm Andrew Josefek.
Have a terrific Thursday at Flyers.
I wake up, my shoulder's cold. I've got to leave here before I go. I pull my shirt on, walk out the door, drag my feet along the floor. I pull my shirt on, walk out the door, drag my feet along the floor. Then I see you, you're walking across the campus, cool professor studying romances. How am I supposed to pretend I never want to see you again? How am I supposed to pretend I never want to see you again?
This is what you came for. Lightning strikes every time she moves, and everybody's watching her, but she's looking at you.
Zack, sometimes there are not enough words to describe one's excitement.
Could you try? I try two words.
Okay, 2 words. Welcome, bird. In this modern era of technology, it's strange to think that people still use letters.
Well, Casey, of course people use letters. How else do you spell words?
No, I'm not talking about... Wait, no. I'm talking about...
A, B,
I'm talking about the most outdated form of communication.
All the way through Z, A to Z.
Mailing an envelope. To tell us more about the lost art form, Maxley has a stunning new episode of the Several Minute Power Hour.
Minutes, hour.
Say goodbye.
Good morning, and welcome to my little nook and cranny. Halloween just ended, so it's time to get excited for the next holiday. Christmas! It's a well-known fact that Santa is real, and if you don't send him a letter, he eats your bones. If you haven't been sending him letters, consider yourself lucky. But you should start sending them now. And that's what I'm going to help you with today. Now first, get your stationery. You need an envelope of some kind. It cannot be made of flesh, so something made of paper will do. Next, put down your address on the top right of the envelope. I live at my house, and I'm me, of course. Now, you want to put the address of whomever you want to send the letter to. In your case, it would be Santa, and for this example, I will send the letter to you, at your house. Now that you've written both parts, you can put the stamp in the corner. I don't have a stamp, so I'll draw one instead. The government can't tell the difference. Last but not least, seal your envelope. You can lick it, or you can keep a spit jar, like me. Now that I have my letter, it's time to put it in the mailbox. Now, it'll be picked up at any moment. Looks like I've committed a federal offense. Time to get out of here. Hey guys, so we're in the forest. It's been about 7 seconds, so I think the warrant for my arrest has expired, so we can go back. Alright, what were we doing?
This is the police.
I think it's the police. Hello, officer. How can I help you? Yeah, we noticed that your mailbox is on fire. Oh, I thought there was a lens flare. Actually, that's not why we're here. We found this letter. What about it? We noticed that there is no stamp. Oh, that's weird. Okay, bye. Luckily, I didn't write my real address. That'll throw the government for a loop. Hopefully, this guide will help you in sending a letter to Santa Claus. Remember, if you don't, he'll eat your bones. Anyways, I gotta go play musical chairs by myself. If you like the way that I said bones in this video, that's kinda weird. If you thought my face was ugly, stupid, and bad, you can send a letter to my house. Bye!
That was great, but you know what, Casey? We have a whole lot of announcements. We're gonna go over to the pledge.
This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this land was made for you and me.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
A lot of announcements, so we're going to go over to those right now.
Hooked on a feeling, I'm high on believing.
Morning Flyers, it's Thursday, you know what that means. It's GSA today. Today we're going to be watching some short LGBTQ plus based films. It will be super fun. It's going to be an 8 to 15 right after school. We hope to see you there.
Good morning, Flyers. Today marks another adventure for Video Game Club down in E201.
Today we'll be playing a duck game, a game about combat, and also a bunch of ducks for some reason. And also Super Smash Bros. I don't need to explain Super Smash Bros.
Just a reminder, coming down to E201 today for Video Game Club, and make sure you guys have an excellent day.
Hi, we're the officers of the Repertory Dance Ensemble.
We will be rehearsing every 2 days after school to perform in April.
Everyone is welcome. It doesn't matter what kind of dance experience you have or how much you have. Everyone's welcome, and it's also a chance to choreograph and dance. So come down 2 to 3 on Wednesdays and Thursdays.
As Ruby said, we are in H100 at 2 to 3 on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Come on by and have fun dancing.
Good morning, Flyers. Class will be holding a 3v3 basketball tournament. Make sure that you sign up by scanning the QR code around the school.
It'll be on November 15th and 16th, held here in the gyms. It's only $30 to sign up for your entire team, and if you win, you'll win like gift cards and other fun prizes.
Good morning, FHS. Hey, folks, listen up. Some important announcements, please. So I'm going to wait for everybody to listen. Everybody out there listening? Okay. 3 announcements. 1, the first quarter closes tomorrow, so please be sure you're finishing up the term strong. 2, starting Monday, November 7th, we're going to ask all students to be wearing their IDs. We're asking students to do this for specific reasons. First, because we want to make sure that all students that are in this building actually belong in this building. We haven't had a problem with that, but we want to make sure we keep it that way. And the second piece is that in most places now, particularly workspaces, you're asked to wear your IDs, so we just want to be consistent with that. So please be sure to be wearing your IDs starting on Monday. Lastly, we are administering the ELA MCAS retest for juniors and seniors next Wednesday and Thursday throughout the building. If you're scheduled to take the exam, you should have received a letter home, and you'll be getting a follow-up email either today or tomorrow. If you have any questions, please stop by and see your counselor. Stand by, same message in Spanish and Portuguese.
All right, buenos días, mijos. 3 anuncios y recordatorios para ustedes hoy. De primero, mañana es el último día del trimestre. So, asegúrense que estén terminando este trimestre en una manera positiva. Segundo, comenzando el lunes 7 de noviembre, el próximo lunes, estaremos requiriendo que todos ustedes estén usando sus identificaciones escolares. Estamos pidiendo que todos los estudiantes usen sus IDs por 2 razones específicas. Primero, para asegurarnos que solo los estudiantes de Framingham High están entrando a la escuela. No hemos tenido ningún problema con esto, pero queremos mantenerlo así. La segunda razón es para que ayudarlos por buena práctica para ustedes cuando lleguen a la universidad o trabajos en el futuro. Finalmente, los estudiantes del 11 o 12 grado participarán en los retakes de los MCAS el miércoles y jueves de la próxima semana. Los estudiantes están participando en estos exámenes deberían haber recibido un aviso por correo y en los próximos días van a recibir un correo electrónico con más información. Si piensan que necesitan participar en los retakes de los MCAS o no deben de participar en los retakes de los MCAS, por favor comuníquense con sus consejeros. Gracias.
Bom dia, alunos da Framingham High School. A gente tem 3 anúncios para você hoje de manhã. Primeiramente, eu gostaria de falar que a primeira cora está terminando amanhã, so por favor tenha certeza que vocês estão fazendo tudo possível para terminar essa cora da melhor forma possível. Segundo é que começando na segunda-feira, dia 7 de novembro, a gente vamos estar pedindo todos os alunos para usar a identificação com cordões no pescoço. A gente estamos pedindo isso por causa de 2 motivos. Primeiramente, é por a segurança da escola. A gente quer que tenha certeza que todos os alunos que estão aqui dentro do prédio realmente deveriam estar aqui. A gente nunca teve um problema com isso antes, porém queremos que isso continue. Segundo, é que no futuro, quando vocês acabar trabalhando, geralmente eles pedem para você usar a sua identificação. Então, isso é uma boa prática para você. Última notícia é que a gente vamos estar administrando o ELA MCAS Retest para alunos da 11ª e 12ª série. Vai ser na próxima quarta-feira e também quinta-feira, por volta do prédio. Se você deveria fazer essa prova, você deveria ter recebido uma carta pelo correio. E também a gente vamos estar mandando um e-mail amanhã ou hoje, só para ter a certeza. Se você acha que você deveria estar fazendo esse teste, essa prova, e você não recebeu nada, por favor, entre em contato com a sua conselheira. Muito obrigado.
Thank you for all those. Show's coming to a close, getting really late. I gotta go to my first class. Favorite class, by the way.
Favorite class.
Favorite class, because Casey made me say it was my least favorite last week.
Of course.
So, with that being said, have a great day, Flyers.